Let us pray. Almighty God, ruler of heaven and earth, we beseech thee to inspire and guide all our counsels and actions, so that we may always walk in the path of justice, love, and charity to one another. Help us with the grace to do only those things that will promote the unity, happiness, and prosperity of Nigeria. So help us, God. Amen. Dear colleague, I want to sincerely appreciate you for this plenary session, particularly your presence in this number. As we all are aware, yesterday was a very tedious one. where Mr. Governor was here to present is the budget 2025 before this. Before we start today's plenary, it's important for us to consider the votes and proceedings of yesterday, Tuesday, the 29th day of October 2024. And I will quickly want us to go through it in case you have any observation, any correction, any addition or subtraction, you can indicate. So I take us through page 1. Page 2. Page 3. Page 4. And page 5. In the absence of no comment. Oh, okay, Honorable Johnson, Oyekola Bode Adeoye, Ekiti Southwest, Ekiti West 2.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just noticed an observation on page 2 under matter of urgent public importance. The last line, activities of these scavengers, that spelling needs to be corrected. I think it's a typo error.
Urgent, of which one?
Urgent, matter of urgent public importance.
Which one are you referring to?
Yes, the last line. The
Okay.
activities of this
Scavenger, okay.
Yes.
That's supposed to be V.
Yes.
The N
Yes.
supposed to be V. Yes. Please, let's correct that. Thank you very much. Yes, the leader of the House.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I'm Honorable Tolilo Kwege. I represent the Southwest Constituency 2. Right Honorable Speaker, observation is on page 4, items 10, seconder, Honorable Ebenezer Oluwayomi Ayorinde is described as deputy leader. I think that should be deputy majority leader.
That's correct. Deputy Majority Leader. Let's effect that correction. Any other? Yes, in the absence of no further. Yeah, Honorable Johnson, you call about it.
Yeah, thank you again, Mr. Speaker. On a lighter mode, I just noticed under, page 4, under vote of thanks, number 9. Mr. Speaker, I think the oratory of Honorable Lawrence Babatunde Idowu Ikere 2 and the level of that yesterday volcanic eruption is underreported here, just with 4 lines.
You will get the details in answer. You will see it in the answer of the House. This is just to capture that he actually spoke. And but for details, you will get it in the answered, or you go back to our YouTube or Facebook channels. You will see there, and you can get it on our website. Thank you very much. Yes, Right Honorable Akim Jamiu.
Speaker, I'm Right Honorable Akim Jamiu. I represent the Republic of the Constituency 2. I noticed that today is Wednesday, and we are supposed to conduct our sitting in Yoruba.
Yes, Right Honorable.
I don't know why.
When we are done with this, I will take that one.
Okay.
When we are done with the vote and proceedings.
Okay.
Yes, thank you very much, sir.
All right.
Yes. Well, having listened to my colleagues and the necessary comments made, I can say that everything taken in here, what we discussed, I mean, it was a true reflection of our yesterday plenary session and taking cognizance of the amendment already made. It's on that note that I approve the votes and proceedings for Tuesday, 29th day, October 2024, and it is hereby approved. Yes, back to your observation, Right Honorable Akim Jabin. It is correct that it is our norm to use Wednesday as a day we speak Yoruba, but there is a caveat to that also, and that is Order 2 Rule 11. And the caveat is simple, that the proceedings and debates of the House shall be conducted in English / that is all Yoruba when adequate arrangement have been made thereto. Yoruba to be used either on Wednesday, Thursday of a week. So either Wednesday or Thursday. There are two issues here that we will have to battle with. It is when adequate provision has been made. The provision made this morning is a provision for us to speak in English and not in Yoruba. And number two, the law, the order, we can either speak it today or tomorrow. We have used English today. Thank you very much, sir. Yes. Madam Clerk, any message from the governor?
Capacity speaking speaker, we don't have.
Any other announcements?
No, none.
Any public petition?
Yes, we have, sir.
Yes, I call on Honorable Femi Fatula to quickly present the petition. Read the petition.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Distinguished colleagues, my name is Femi Fatula. I represent the good people of Ikole Consensus 1. Mr. Speaker, the petition with me is a reminder. Safe as soul and fraud alert. Mustard seed loan from Fidelity Bank PLC. Mr. Speaker, it was written by the members of staff of Ikole local government, Ikole Ekiti, wishes to refer to a letter dated 18 February 2023, submitted to the office of the State Accountant General, Ado Ekiti, in respect of the above subject matter. We humbly wish to put up this reminder as a follow-up to our plea for the House to wade into our predicament in respect of the loan granted us by Mustard Seed Consultant through Fidelity Bank Ado Ekiti. Sir, it may interest you that we have paid back this loan through our salary for over 40 months and as against the agreed 36 months. Precisely on Thursday, 25 March 2024, we were invited to the House to meet with the representative of the Fidelity Banks PLC, Mustard Consultant, Accountant General of the State, and the House Committee on Public Complaints on this issue. After deliberation from both parties, it was finally resolved that the House would communicate with the Accountant General to authenticate the repayment of loan by the beneficiaries and possible clearance to afford further embarrassment and unwarranted deduction from our salary. Till now, the bank had unlawfully, fraudulently, and continuously placed on our accounts various amounts of money, which they claim we are yet to pay back to their covers, thereby subjecting us to undue punishment, including labeling us to all banks in the Federation as debtors. Part of the suffering that we face now is that the bank had been deducting monthly interest, some up to 15,000 and more, from our accounts, Our families are not left alone in this dilemma. As poor civil servants, we have no option than to run to this honorable house to save our soul. Your quick intervention to stop this ugly trend will be highly appreciated, sir. Signed by Paul Enaoge, Adeyinka Adebayo, for and on behalf of the concerned members. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Fatula, kindly proceed to lay it before the House. Thank you very much. Committee on Petition, before our break, I would like you to take this and let's have the report immediately. Thank you. So the petition is hereby committed to Committee on Public Petition. Thank you. Yes, Leader of the House, can you take the other petition with you?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. This petition, my dear colleagues, this petition is from concerned members of our constituencies and is a save our soul. The Right Honorable Speaker, we want to bring to your notice the illegal locking up of our shops at Ojumoshe quarters by the Ado North LCDA and Honorable Mrs. Tosin Aluko. On the 3rd September 2024, we received a letter from Ado North LCDA directing us to quit from our shops within 7 days. The total number of the shops that were served were 8 in numbers. So all of us went to the Secretariat of Ado North LCDA to meet the Honorable Chairman. When we showed her the letter, she said she did not know anything about the letter. But to our surprise, sir, some unknown people came around 6 a.m. on Wednesday, 2nd October, to put keys on our shops. To our surprise, they locked only 3 shops, which are legally occupied by us, and left the remaining shops. Having done our findings thoroughly, we found out that it was Honorable Mrs. Tosin Aluko that is behind it. So our landlady said she was not aware of the locking up of our shop, that they are only using Ado North LCDA to collect what belongs to her. So we are family men and women. The locking up of our shop has brought total hardship to us, as we could not afford to feed our children and families, as the only source of our income has been blocked. So we are looking forward for your favorable action. Concerned members, Mrs. Adibisala Biola, Mr. Kayode Ademola, and Mr. Ejike. And attached to this petition is a notice to quit by the Ado North Local Government Councilment area.
Very much. Can you just lay the petition before the House too? Thank you very much. Yes, thank you very much. This petition, I know the Committee on Public Petition has a lot with them. Let me just set up another committee to handle this particular petition, and they have just 1 week to report back to the Committee of the House, to the House. Honorable Femi Akedele to Chairman, and to be in that committee is Honorable Johnson Oyekola Bode Adeoye, and also Honorable Iyabo Fakunle Okieme. And I think 3-man committee should be enough. Can you come up with your report next week, Thursday? Thank you very much. Yes. Any matter of urgent public importance?
Dynamic speaker of the 7th Assembly we have.
Right. I remember yesterday we raised an issue that will, because of the importance and the busy nature of yesterday, we couldn't discuss it. And that is the issue of these scavengers that have their activities unregulated in our dear state. And from every available information at our disposal, we are being told, even though not yet confirmed, but there are reports that some of the vandalization of our transformers, some of the even house burgling and what have you, are caused by these scavengers that roam about. They are otherwise known as alalu in the state. And I think this house needs to also look into their activities. So I will allow members to make contribution before we come up with a resolution on it. So who is leading? Yes, Honorable Oluwayomi Ebenezer Ayorinde.
Right, Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I am Honorable Yomi Ayorinde and I represent Idosi Constituency 2. This particular issue, I am a victim. I was a victim in Ado and I'm currently a victim at Ushekiti. Now, myself and Honorable Akindele and Honorable Ogunshaki are on the same transformer in Ado Ekiti here in Egbewa. Overnight, they came and they tore this transformer to carcass. We don't know how someone who does not work with PHCN will have such competence to descend on an active transformer overnight and remove virtually everything in it. So we were made to contribute money. We bought all the needed materials for it to be re-energized. After payment of Ado transformer, the same fate befell me in my locality at Ushi. The same pattern, the same way, the same components were removed. And I'm aware this is going on everywhere. We don't know how people, low-level people with almost next to nothing technical know-how will have the ability to dismantle transformer that has power in it at the time. So, Right Honorable Speaker, it's a serious matter. And some of us that are here that are falling victim can only be representing the generality of people that are suffering this fate. It's happening everywhere on a daily basis. And I think the power distribution company has the case to answer to as to why our transformer have suddenly become an inverter that anybody will just walk on and dismantle and walk away without any trace. Each time this happens, we go back to this distribution company. They give us heavy bill to replace all of these carted away components, and they will still be the one to come and install it, only for it to be vandalized by the same set of people. So, Right Honorable Speaker, this motion you brought is timely, and I think the whole state will be happy that we are doing something about it. Thank you for your attention.
Honorable Femi Akindele.
Speaker, good morning, dear colleagues. Good morning, good afternoon. Honorable Speaker, my name is Honorable Femi Olanrewaju Akindele. I represent the entire celestial and terrestrial bodies of Rep Development Constituency 1. Right Honorable Speaker, I think I will forward the video of what transpired in my own personal house, how the place was boggled by these scavengers.
at the back of NTA. Right Honorable Speaker, it took the intervention of the people living around that place to apprehend this guy. Eventually, the guy ran and hid himself inside the soakaway, but he was apprehended with the beef and everything that he had on him. And this case has been established. I think the guy is in the court with the law enforcement agencies. But the case at hand, Right Honorable Speaker, there are of two dimensions. One, the activities of these scavengers. Two, vandalization of our transformers. Right Honorable Speaker, if you visit any of the transformers that has been vandalized, you discover that it take an expert to remove all those things, to cut all those wires neatly the way they used to vandalize and remove all those wires. The point I'm driving home is that it takes an insider within the BEDC, those ones that knows when they take off the lights, those ones that knows when the power will be off. Because this thing is not what you can just pick on the shelf. It is what you have to sit with at least 30 minutes for it to remove. That means they will know when these powers, when they switch off these powers. So we have to look inward. We have to draw the attention of security agencies to this, particularly the DSS. Let them investigate and get and unravel the people behind this vandalization. It goes beyond the issues of these scavengers. However, let me come back to the issue of scavengers. It was at the floor of this house that I raised one of their issues against the climate some time ago. That I said these people, after scavenging things like tires, foams, and other materials, they will still keep them at a place where they will set them ablaze in order for them to get the iron in it, thereby releasing obnoxious gases into the air. That's one major aspect of the activity that is even against us, against the human race. That's what, Mr. Speaker. In addition to that, these people, you see them every corner. They know all our streets. They know all the nooks and crannies of our streets. I can tell you, they know your vicinity more than you, as Mr. Speaker, because you see them at every corner. These people, it is high time they are regulated. We don't need them always in our streets. They should receive them to where the dump sites. I think they should be restricted to dump sites. That's what Mr. Speaker. They don't want to pick anything. Let them wait for the people that park these debris in town, and let them go and search for it at the dump site. These are the bad guys that always return at night to come and boggle our rooms. These are the guys that knows when you and I leave your house. That's what Mr. Speaker. You saw the video of a house, of the light fittings of a particular fence being vandalized recently. The video was trending. They know when we are not around. They will remove your light fittings outside your fence, and they will vandalize it. Remember that thing contains any traces of iron, they are ready to vandalize it. That's why it will amaze you to know that these people, they go as far as carrying a whole generator and putting that their sack. Recently, a guy was stopped, one of them was stopped around my area. When we searched the sack he was carrying, a whole generator, complete generator was inside that sack. And the guy was carrying that generator as if he was carrying scrap. So it is high time for these guys to be regulated. That's what what you have brought to us is you are bringing it at the right time, and we have to call on the state to regulate the activities. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, Honorable Tunde Ido, Ikere 2.
You right, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, I'm going to call you Honorable Fawekun after this.
Distinguished colleagues of Ekiti State House of Assembly, I am Honorable Tunde Ido. I represent Ikere Constituency 2. Mr. Speaker, I want to say this is another wonderful morning, or afternoon, let me say, that we are discussing a very important matter in this state. Right, Honorable Speaker, sir, we are saddled with the responsibility to be the mouth of our people. Mr. Speaker, I want to inform you that the activities, the dangerous activities of the scavenger in Ekiti State is becoming alarming. When you go to every nook and cranny in Ekiti today, you hear about transformer vandalism. These people, according to the former speakers, they came in the night to descend on almost all our transformers in Ekiti State. They removed cables and valuables and components of transformer, and all electrical installations. Mr. Speaker, there are some clarity I want to bring to this matter at this junction, Mr. Speaker. There are allegations around the state that people who are not experts, people who are not electrical engineers, people who are not working with BDC could not be involved in this matter. Mr. Speaker, I want to disagree with that. I want to tell you that most of these scavengers, they are trained people. Let me call them. I won't call them engineers. They have undergone some training to do all these things. They are organized, trained robbers. The problem we're having at hand, Mr. Speaker, is that we've allowed all these people, we've opened our two eyes and allowed these destroyers to take over our community. Why our traditional rulers, the government, and all of us are not even taking it serious? Why must our state be taken over by other strangers who we don't know where they come from to come and be scavenger here? You see them in every corner. I was making some clarity, Mr. Speaker. You know, these people, their target is the copper, the copper inside all these cables. As an engineer, the value of that copper, because copper happens to be the best conductor so far we have. So if we are talking about people from BEDC or electrical engineers doing this thing, what about those cables they are removing from uncompleted buildings? Are we going to say that BEDC are the people, BEDC staffs are the people doing that? What about those pipes that are not electrical pipe? I had an investment and I used a copper wire there as a conductor, copper pipe. And Mr. Speaker, I want to inform you, overnight in a day, they remove all the pipes, all the copper pipes that was to be using for a freezer. Mr. Speaker, we cannot say outrightly that these people are staffs of BEDC or power holding company. They are these scavengers because they are the one removing all these cables, all the transformers that have been vandalized. Go and check. Let us go and check. What they remove there is the cable, the armor cable. And there are some of these armor cable they did not remove. Some more prizers, they will leave it because the strand in that one, some of them are not copper. But those ones that are copper, especially those ones, we call them in electrical. Those that come from the transformer, 4 cables from the transformer to the feeder pillar, is a bundle of strand of copper wire. So they remove it, they peel the rubber insulator, and they will grind the copper, and they will go and weigh kilo and sell it.
Thank you
so
very
they
much.
are the one doing these things. We must, as a matter of urgency, bring out a law. We must use law, Mr. Speaker, to restrict them. We should not sleep on this matter, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Tunde Idowu. Yes, Honorable Topelunge, I can see your hands up.
Right, Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my name is Lunge Temitope Ademola, and I represent the good people of Oye Constituency 1, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, permit me to say that this matter that has just been brought up under matters of urgent public importance is a laudable one, Mr. Speaker, and it's one that I feel that we should have debated long ago. I mean, I think we should have spoken about this long ago, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, only last week in my neighborhood, these scavengers, they entered the church, broke into the church, carted away all the drums, the cymbals, the trumpet, and everything. They were arrested and handed over to the police. Mr. Speaker, let me say to you for a fact, just like Honorable Idowu said, we are elected here first and foremost to be the mouthpiece of the people, to speak for them, to protect them. And if we are not careful, Mr. Speaker, with the way things are going, if we are not coming out making stiff laws, making consequences for these guys, they will take over our state. As we speak now, there is no corner in the state that you don't find these guys. Mr. Speaker, there is no corner that you don't, as I'm speaking to you here, they are everywhere. And they do not only even cut away iron rods, they go as far as taking anything that they see in your compound, or in your vicinity, or in your neighborhood. So we have to take this very seriously. We have seen video clips where they carry generators. These guys, they will carry your generator. Okay, now listen. Let us look at the last protest that was done in the north, Mr. Speaker. You see these guys going as far as carrying concrete from the road, concrete slabs. They will break that concrete slab just because they want to remove one iron rod. You need to understand the mentality and the psyche of these guys. Now, where I live in Abuja, Mr. Speaker, you dare not leave your street light outside your wall. They will remove everything, and they will even stand by you. They will not run. So, Mr. Speaker, this topic that we're debating, I think we should be proactive about it. We should also make very stiff penalties. I've always said it. As long as there are no consequences, crime will fester. As long as there are no consequences, crime will fester. So there must be stiff consequence for these guys. And we must also make our state unbearable for them. Because once we give them an inch, they take 2 kilometers, they take 2 miles. So we should make very stiff consequences for them. We should not only arrest them and say, okay, let us leave them. I do not believe that this guy means well for us, especially in Ekiti State. And the sheriff we have in town now, we all know he has zero tolerance for crime. So we should also help them the way we've been doing to also ensure that we eradicate these guys completely from our state using the instrumentalities of law. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Tokwe Lunge. Yes, I'll call on... yes, who's speaking next? Okay, if there is no other person. Yes, leader of the House.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. And my dear colleagues, I'm Honorable Tolilo Kwege. I represent the Southwest Constituency 2. Right Honorable Speaker, I want to align myself with all the submissions of my previous speakers. I only want to prefer that this House should go ahead and sanction or ban the activities of these vandals, calling themselves all kinds of names in Ekiti State, so as to create a peaceful environment for our people. I so submit.
Thank you very much. Without wasting time, I believe there is a general consensus that the activities of these so-called scavengers has to be regulated in our dear state. And as a temporary mayor, I can also see that there are two ways to this matter. Number one is for us to also look beyond these scavengers and also be more proactive in safeguarding our facilities, particularly our transformers. Why this is important is we know that the governor of Ekiti State, or our own administration, we have done a lot at providing electricity. But without transformer, all efforts made will become efforts in futility. Remember that even having provided transformer, if such transformer is vandalized, you understand the implication. People will still not have light. There will always be darkness. So on that note, we are going to do two things. Number one, we set up a committee to be led by the Honorable Tolu Ige, the majority leader, supported by minority leader, Honorable Adele Ogunshaki. And we are going to have Honorable Abimbola Sholanke and Honorable Oluwole Latif Akanle and Honorable Tokweloge as a member of this committee to come up with a draft bill. But before you come up with the draft bill, I want you to have engagements. Even invite, I think they have an association. They have an association. I've forgotten the name of the association now. They have an association. Just call them, invite them. Let's also hear from them. Hear their opinion. Tell them people's view about their activities. And then we can now begin to think of the bill. Particularly, the bill, their reaction will determine whether to outrightly outlaw their activities in the state or to regulate their activities. So you come with a report first before we come up with that bill. So let us know, have a meeting, conversation with them and with various stakeholders. Then the mandate of your committee, this ad hoc committee, is to ensure either to regulate or to outlaw. But as a quick, a short-term measures also, it is important to call on the Commissioner of Police and the Civil Defense Commandant, including other relevant and sisters agencies, security agencies, to begin to checkmate the activities of these scavengers, and also the civil defense, who are saddled with the responsibility of protecting public utilities, should also rise to the occasion. And we call on them that most especially they should beam their searchlight on the activities of people, men of the other world, around our transformers. Let them give us security. It's very, very important. Our security agencies are called upon to give us security in the state, most especially to safeguard our facilities, and of importance, our transformers, particularly those new transformers that are being installed now. So after the report, then we can take further steps on this. But the activities, to me, has to be regulated, if not banned totally in Ekiti State. We cannot continue to live with these men. And are they even registered? That's another question we should ask ourselves. Are they registered? Are they paying taxes in Ekiti State? These are the things we need to know. And the committee should, these are things that committee should investigate. If they are registered, are they paying taxes? And do they know the number of their members? We need to know all this. Very, very important. Please, committee, we'll give you just 2 weeks to work on, if not 1 week. Okay, let's take 2 weeks so that because the tax is enormous. I can tell you that they are everywhere. If you can find them at Ilejemeje, where else won't you find them? If you can see them in Ewu, Ije, then you can be sure that they are everywhere. Thank you very much, and I believe that we'll have your report. Thank you very much. I believe this is the resolution of the House on this. If you are in support, say aye. If you are against, say nay. The ayes have it. Let me quickly recognize the presence of our Special Advisor on Legislative Affairs, our darling brother, leader, and a one-time member of this House, not just a member, but a principal officer, Honorable Biola Olowokere. You are welcome. Thank you. And when you see him, there must have been a message from Mr. Governor. I will take the message after we must have exhausted everything on our order paper. We will do that. You are welcome. But sir, when next you are coming, the message, when it's coming, must carry. We need more messages. Thank you very much. Now, any personal explanation?
Capacity speaking taker, None for today.
All right, thank you very much. I call on the leader of the House to take us through the order of the day.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you, my dear colleagues. Tolilo Kwege. I represent the people of Ogotun and Ibarodo Ekiti from the Southwest Constituency 2, including my referred leader, Honorable Olowokere. I greet you, sir. Right Honorable Speaker, I have the order paper for Wednesday, 30th October 2024 here with me. And on the other paper, I have 4 items. Item 1 is the first reading of the 2024 Supplementary Appropriation Bill. Items 2 is the screening of Commission chairmen and members. A, Ekiti State Independent Electoral Commission. A1, Dr. Fale Mutajudin Makonjola. A2, Mrs. Yetunde Fosudo. A3, Mrs. Tolabo Omowumi Ajibade. A4, Chief Soji Oloketui. A5, Mr. Ibikunle Babatunde Akilo. 2B, Fiscal Responsibility Commission. B1, Mr. Alfred Tunji Ologuntoye. B2, Chief Ayodele Bamidele Olatui. B3, Mrs. Bolanle Beatrice Omotosho. B4, Chief Benga Agbono. B5, Mr. Oyedeji Emmanuel Mayowa. Item 3 is the report of the Committee on Public Petitions in respect of the petition written to the House on issuance of certificate by Ekiti State University. A call to save our clients from professional depression submitted by J.O. Olajide and Co. on behalf of a group of students who graduated from university between 2000 and 2006 academic section. And items 4, which is the last item, is adjournment.
Without wasting time, what's your observation, Honorable Fayeku?
Right, Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues. I am Babatunde Abiodun Faweku. I represent Idosi Constituency 1. I rise to observe the spelling of the misspell of a name on the order paper. That is item 2A5. It is Mr. Ibukun Babatunde Akilo, not Ibikunle Babatunde Akilo. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Ibukun. All right. That is noted. And that is well taken care of. Member, please, if that is correct, let's edit appropriately. Hold on. Yes. So that is correct. It's Ibukun and not Ibikunle. Thank you very much. Now, I call on the leader of the House. Take us through. All right, no worry. Let's just go straight and take the second reading of the 2024 Supplementary Appropriation Bill. Madam Clerk, do we take the reading first, or we allow debate, then take the reading after the debate? I think let's just take the debate, and after that, we'll do the second reading. It can come either way from our standing order. You can debate first and take the second reading. You can take the second reading and debate. So now this is discretionary, and I cite my discretion that we debate, then the clerk will now take the second reading. Leader of the House, can you just lead the debate?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. And my dear colleagues.
And sorry, because of our time and because of what we have at hand, we may also step down our order that says that every member must speak in alphabetical order. Do we invoke order 849 to step down that order so that we can just take few people to speak to this appropriation? You know, when it comes to money bill, all members are expected to speak. But we have a lot today. So we'll step down the order. If you're in support, say aye.
Aye.
Say nay. Aye. Leader of the House.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My dear colleagues, once again, it's with a deep sense of duty and commitment to the welfare of our people that I stand before you today to lead the debate on the 2024 supplementary budget, supplementary appropriation bill. The supplementary appropriation bill, The supplementary appropriation bill presented to this House by His Excellency Governor Biola Banji seeks to enhance and expand on the foundational 2024 budget with a clear emphasis on achieving the state's goals of sustained economic growth, shared prosperity, and quality of life improvement for all residents of Ekiti State. This bill is before us in accordance with Section 121(1) of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, which mandates that the state finances be managed prudently, transparently, and in alignment with our constitutional obligations. We have the responsibility to ensure that this additional budget supports our shared vision and strategic implemental framework. The total size of the 2024 supplementary budget is 372,154,157,567 naira 39 kobo, and it is apportioned into two lines of expenditure: recurrent expenditure, capital expenditure. The capital expenditure is at 197,641,699,017 naira 78 kobo, which makes 53% of that budget, and the recurrent expenditure is at 174,512,458,551 naira 61 kobo, making the 47% part of the budget. This allocation, which maintains a slightly higher focus on capital spending, aligns with the federal government's fiscal sustainability plan and is indicative of the administration's commitment to not just maintaining but advancing the pace of development in our state. Objectives of the supplementary budget, Mr. Speaker, the core objective of this budget is twofold. One is to complete ongoing capital projects that require additional funding for timely and successful completion, thus preventing project abandonment. The other objective is to accommodate new high-priority projects that were not initially captured in the 2024 budget, but are now necessary to address emergent needs, especially in key sectors critical to our socio-economic well-being of our people. These new allocations and the extension of funds towards completing current projects reflect the administration's responsive approach to the dynamic needs of Ekiti State. This aligns with the state's 6 pillars agenda of His Excellency, that is in governance, agriculture and rural development, human capital development, youth development and job creation, infrastructure and industrialization, arts, culture and tourism. And the supplementary budget will inject fresh momentum into these 6 core sectors as I earlier listed, ensuring that we remain on course to fulfill the promises made by this administration to the people of our dear state. The sources of revenue for financing the supplementary budget is
listed, and supplementary appropriation bill contains 3 schedules. That is, Schedule 1 is the detail of the recurrent expenditure, Schedule 2 is the outlines of the capital expenditure, and Schedule 3 lists the revenue sources. This structure enables a transparent understanding of how the additional funds will be mobilized to support ongoing and new projects. It is imperative that we scrutinize the sources to ensure they are realistic and sustainable, allowing for effective implementation without compromising the state's fiscal stability. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, this supplementary appropriation bill is not just a document. It's a roadmap for accelerating Ekiti State development. It is a proactive response to emerging needs and a testament to the government's commitment to delivering on its promises. By endorsing this supplementary budget, we will be supporting projects and programs that directly impact the lives of our constituents, improving infrastructure, providing essential services, and building a robust economy that will cater to current and future generations to come. I urge every honorable member to lend their voice to support this budget. Let us examine it meticulously, ensuring that every naira allocated to any project will yield tangible benefits for our people. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I look forward to a constructive deliberation on this significant bill.
Thank you very much, Leader of the House. Please also, I need to guide those of us that will want to speak on this supplementary bill before us. You have to be guided by Order 12, Rule 96, 3 and 4. So when you are speaking, be guided by that. Order 12, Order 12, Rule 96, 4, which is to the effect that during the second day, the debate shall be confined to the financial and economic state of the state and the government financial policy. Detailed items in the estimate may not be debated on the second reading. During debate on money bills, all honorable members will have stepped down this door. In alphabetical order shall be allotted 5 minutes to make submission, which shall be confined to the financial and economic state of the state and the government financial policy. Let's be guided by that. Thank you. So who is speaking next? Honorable Oluwayomi Ayorinde.
Right, Honorable Speaker, my esteemed colleagues, going through this supplementary appropriation, one will realize that it is an appropriate response to Naira devaluation, which has resulted in more projects requiring variation before they can be completed. I've also noticed that there's a deliberate attempt to stimulate economic growth through job creation, boost entrepreneurship, and also increase government competitiveness. I want to urge that all of us should devote quality time so that we can have expeditious passage of this money bill. Thank you for your attention.
Yes, Honorable Lateef Oluwole Akanle. Some say you are Congo, some say Akerimole. I don't know which one is correct. Please.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Speaker. My name is Honorable Lateef Oluwole Akanle, representing the Ekiti East 2. Yeah, Dear colleagues, I want to adopt into the contributions of the earlier speakers on the key points, the key components of the budget, while appreciating the fact that the budget is a reflection of the government's preparedness to fulfill its promise of increasing the salaries of workers by paying the minimum wage as given by the federal government. And looking at the personnel cost of the supplementary budget, it shows an increase rate of 10% of the current personnel cost, which has increased by 50%. That shows that the governor in the supplementary budget to meet up with his promises. So this is an addition to the conclusion of my earlier speakers. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chief Oluwole Akanle. Yes, who else is speaking? Yes, Honorable Tokpe Temitope Demola Longe. Eumbeloko Longe.
Right Honorable Speaker, fellow parliamentarians, once again, my name is Lunge Temitope Ademola, and I represent the good people of Oyo Constituency 1, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, while I align myself in total with the earlier speakers, I want to say that we should not only consider this supplementary appropriation bill, but we should also pass it expeditiously. Mr. Speaker, you recall that the original budget, the original 2024 budget itself was christened as a budget of sustained economic growth and development. And we all can see the beautiful work Mr. Governor is doing in this state with our meager resources. And in order for us to help him to also sustain that economic growth and development, I think we should also, all of us should join hands to pass this supplementary appropriation bill expeditiously, especially as it captures all the yearnings and aspirations of Ekiti. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. I think on that, I think we should begin to draw. All right, Honorable Johnson Oyekola Bodiadeoye. I don't know how your name always enter computer. Is there any space for your name?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It will be a disservice to myself if...
Speak to the mic. It's working, it's used. Just speak very well.
Mr. Speaker.
Use your number when you are playing football.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, I said earlier on that it will be a disservice to myself if I do not rise to join my voice to the debate on the 2024 supplementary appropriation bill as laid and submitted before this honorable house. Mr. Speaker, like all other earlier speakers have spoken, and particularly the lead debate from the leader of the House, I want to agree with all the submissions 100%, and add that, as we have seen, the economic realities of these days, the last 2 quarters of this year, every responsible government needs to adjust and re-engineer the fiscal plan for year 2024 so as to lay a balanced foundation for the upcoming year 2025. And on the part of the executive, it is an act of transparency and full disclosure. Because if you look at the economic indices side by side,
as we have had issue with the devaluation of Naira that has necessitated variations of ongoing projects. So also, we have had increased revenue allocations. And like Mr. Governor said on the floor of this chamber yesterday, we have also witnessed increased internally generated revenue. So as a responsible government, it is correct and appropriate to make full disclosures to the people of the state and to adjust the financial projections for the year accordingly. So, Mr. Speaker, I will submit by urging this honorable House to look at the supplementary so submitted and pass it expeditiously. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Johnson Oyekola Bode Adeoye. Yes, dear colleagues, I think few things needs to be, I thank you for your submissions, but few things need to be made very clear, particularly to the people watching us and to Ekiti people who might not also understand what we are doing today. For them, one, to know that what we are considering now is the supplementary budget and not the budget that was presented yesterday for 2025. What was presented yesterday was 2025 appropriation, that is budget for 2025. What we are considering now is the supplementary budget. And the question that will also agitate minds is why supplementary budgets, which is very important. Remember when the budget 2024, which was Christian Sustainable Growth and Development, the budget of 2024 budget, there are certain variables that were not actually expected. Remember that budget was a budget of 159 billion, 572 million, 481,915 naira 61 kobo by the time the budget was approved by this House. But there are issues never thought will happen. For example, the inflows that came was well above the expectation. We have various inflows either from FARC, either from federal government interventions, and as a transparent government, we must also ensure that we have that captured in our budget. And don't also forget that in the state, there are projects, ongoing capital projects that are going. Unfortunately, we have some other inflows. And that is why supplementary budget has to come to review the existing budget, that is the 2024 budget. And by the time we look at the inflows and what is still expected, the executive presented before this House a budget of 372 billion because of the inflows that are coming and those that they are still expecting. So as to meet other needs, particularly those ongoing projects in the state, and that is why we are looking at it. What it is now expected is that this appropriation bill will be committed, the supplementary budget will be committed to the Committee on Finance and Appropriation, and all subcommittees of the House, all committees of the House, will become a subcommittee to Finance and Appropriation, so that expeditiously we can, I want us to quickly, because we have 2025 budget before us already now, we have to quickly look into this supplementary budget within just 1 week. And what is important is to look at those critical sectors, critical areas that the supplementary budget is actually touching, and invite those concerns, the MDAs that are strongly affected, to quickly come around and defend their whatever has been allocated, so that we can just move on and we can move into the 2025 budget. On that note, we will commit this, after we call for second reading. Madam Clerk, can you do the second reading? Thank you very much.
The Right Honorable Speaker, sir, and distinguished honorable members of the 7th Assembly, 2024 Supplementary Appropriation Bill, second reading. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, having read the bill for the second time, this bill is hereby committed to the committee of the House on Finance and Appropriation, and also all committees of this House, in line with our standing order, are subcommittees to Finance and Appropriation Committee, and the committee and the subcommittees are just given 1 week. So by Wednesday, what's Wednesday now? Leader of the House, what's Wednesday date? Yes, next week Wednesday. Wednesday, the 6th day of November, 2024, we should have the report submitted to committee. All subcommittees should report to Committee on Finance and Appropriation, while on Thursday, the 7th day of November, Committee on Finance and Appropriation should report to the Committee of the whole House, and for further consideration of the report by the entire House on the 7th, that is Thursday, 7th day of November 2024. Thank you. Thank you. Committed. Leader of the House.
Honorable Speaker, the next item, the screening of commission, chairmen, and members. And Right Honorable Speaker, with your permission, I would like to move a motion that the nominees for the Ekiti State Independent Electoral Commission, EXIEC, Fiscal Responsibility Commission, as listed in our order paper, one after the other, be admitted into this Honorable House for screening and possible confirmation. I so move.
Yes, Honorable. I saw too many. This time around, let me just do like this, and it ends here. Right Honorable Hakeem Jamiu.
Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleague, I'm Right Honorable Hakeem Jamiu. Under the motion for secondment, I wish to draw your attention to the second name. The first name. That's the chairman of.
Sorry, sir. Second the motion, then you will bring that.
Okay. I wish to second the motion which allow the House to admit the that is Ekiti State Independent member, the chairman and members of the State Independent Electoral Commission, EXIEC, and that of the Fiscal Responsibility Commission, as listed. And under this, I wish to draw the attention of the House to misspelling of the name under Fiscal Responsibility Commission. That's the chairman. That is Roma Figo.
Sorry, sir. Let's do the admittance. Then you can now raise that one later, sir.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. The motion is seconded.
Seconded.
Yes.
Okay.
And I put the question that if you are in support, that this House do admit members, the nominees for Ekiti State Independent Electoral Commission, Dr. Falemu Tajudeen Makanjuola, Mrs. Yetunde Fosudo, Mrs. Tolabo Mohumi Ajibade, Chief Soji Oloketoye, Mr. Ebukun Babatunde Akilo, and for Fiscal Responsibility Commission, Mr. Alfred Tunji Ologuntoye. Chief Ayodele Bamidele Olatuye, Mrs. Bonale Beatrice Obotosho, Chief Benga Agbono, Mr. Oyedeji Emmanuel Mayowa, all to be admitted into this hallowed chamber, one after the other, press yes. And if you're against, press no. Thank you very much. One person abstained, 19 voted yes, none voted no. At the end of it, the yes have it. So, Right Honorable Akim Jami, your observation.
God, thank you for this opportunity. I wish to correct the name of the chairman of the Fiscal Responsibility Commission. That's the nominee, Roma Figure 1, is Mr. Alfred Oluwatuyi Ologuntoye, not Alfred Tunji Ologuntoye. So the Tunji should be removed, and in place of that, Oluwatuyi. Thank you.
Well, that is noted. Please let's edit that name on our other paper. Yes, Sergeant Atam, can you bring in Dr. Falemu Tajudin Makonjola? Yes, I'm sorry, the House will dissolve to Committee of the whole House to make it faster. Committee of the whole House. Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, my dear colleagues, we have before us Dr. Falemu Tajudin Makojola is a nominee member for the Ekiti State Independent Electoral Commission, EXEC. Mr. Chairman,
Thank you, Mr. Falemu. Please, can you introduce yourself and tell us about yourself?
Good morning, Right Honorable Speaker. Good morning, honorable members of the House. My name is Tajudin Makonjola Falemu, born in Ikere-Ekiti in 1967. I attended primary school in Ikere-Ekiti, and as well as my secondary school education in Ikere-Ekiti. I went to University of Ilorin for my first degree in Islamic studies. I later undergone master's degree in University of Ado-Ekiti. I finished that in 2005 and proceeded to obtain the doctorate degree course in degree certificate in 2016 in Ekiti State University, Ado-Ekiti. Thank you. I'm married, happily married with 4 children. Thank you, sir.
Tell us of your work experience.
Yes, I worked as a lecturer in the State University at this present moment.
Is that all?
Yes.
I thought you were once a member of Ekiti State Electoral Commission.
Yes, I was appointed in 2019
as a member of Ekiti State Independent Electoral Commission. So, and I finished that May on 2nd June this year.
So what you are trying to tell us that you also appear before this house?
Yes, I've appeared once.
So you are here for screening?
Yes.
And this house screened you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, dear colleagues, the man standing before us was here in this hollow chamber, faced members of this house, was screened. And this house also considered him fit to be a member of that commission. Here is he before us this morning again, now to be the chairman of the
member.
Oh,
Members.
sorry. Member. That was an error, sorry. All right. Please, can I have the, yes. Oh, yes, there is an existing member, chairman, as a member, sorry. Dr. Makonjola, I almost elevated you, but don't worry, the man there will not be happy. So, but having been screened by this house, I will only ask the chairman, House Committee on Ekiti State Independent, on INEC, Electoral SEC, to tell us little about him. You've been working with them for the past 1.5 years. What do you know about him?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My distinguished colleagues, my name is Ayodeji Adegbite, representing Adro Constituency 1. What I can say about Dr. Makonjola is that he was part of the committee and part of the commission during the last election, and we all know that CIEC conducted the last local government election and was free and fair, and want to say one of the best the state has ever had. It was part of the 5-man commission, and they did a fantastic job. Thank you.
That's a good one. That you can attest that, and all of us can attest that the last local government election in the state was a well-conducted election, free and fair, and they proved themselves to be a real umpire, unbiased umpire. I think, dear colleagues, with that profile, and also that he has even appeared before this house, I think we should just allow him to take a bow and go. Okay. Hold on, so that we allow, so that nobody will say we must do any voice. No, please, hold on. Let me allow the minority voice, who is in the majority. Let's hear from him.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I am on Ladele Ogushaki. I represent the good people of Ekiti Constituency 1. I just want a clarification from the man standing before us today. I haven't gone through the working experience in the CV before me. I realize the doctor is still a serving lecturer at the State University of Ado since 2021 to date. And also, he also doubled as a member of the State Independent Electoral Commission from 2019 to 2024. I wonder maybe this is allowed for a serving state lecturer at the University of Ado to also be a member of Independent Electoral Commission. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, Honorable Ogushaki, are you aware that they can be on sabbatical?
Right, Honorable Speaker, the evidence before me is stating that he is serving till date.
Yes, a sabbatical means he's still there. He's on sabbatical. Oh, Mr. Falemu, can you respond to that?
Yes, Right Honorable Speaker. When I was appointed on 2019 I applied for leave of absence.
Leave of absence.
So from the university.
Yes.
So, and that was.
No, that means he still has his service.
I'm still a member of staff of university, but on leave of absence.
On leave of absence. So, and that settles it. For those of us who have a civil service background, we understand that once there is a leave of absence, that allows you to undertake another engagement, but why you still have your service retained. You still have his service retained with State University is on leave of absence, and it can work elsewhere. The law is clear on that. The laws allows that. Thank you. Yes. Honorable Faweku.
Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I am Babatunde Abiodun Faweku. I represent those constituency 1. Mr. Speaker, for this House, Dr. Fale Motajudin Makoju has been screened by this Honorable House. And I don't think we should belabor things again because he has not been found wanting during his term in office from 2019 to 2023. So I feel there has been no issues. There's not been any petition against him. So he shouldn't be standing too long for it because we have already screened him. Thank you.
Now that it is confirmed that you are once screened and we have never had any negative reports, it means that you are still fit and proper. On that note, you can just take a bow and go. Though subject to the confirmation of the House. You only take a bow to say you are okay from what we have seen, but subject to confirmation. Thank you very much. Can you call in Mrs. Yetunde Fosudo? Leader of the House.
Honorable Speaker, my dear colleagues, my colleagues, we have before us this afternoon Mrs. Yetunde Fosodo, who is a nominee member for the State Independent Electoral Commission Board. I hand him over to you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, please can we meet you?
Good afternoon, Right Honorable Speaker. Good afternoon, honorable members of the House. My name is Yetunde Abiola Fosudo, and I am from Ishon Ekiti in Oye local government. I had served at the ECOSIEC in the last dispensation for 5 years, and I'm here, a nominee for another 5 years. Thank you very much.
Very much. Without wasting time, you have listened to Mrs. Fosudo, who has also told you that she has actually served for 5 years on that same board. Honorable Adebute, what can you say as the chairman, House Committee on SIEC?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, my distinguished colleagues. My name is Ayodeji Adegbite, representing Ado Constituency 1. Mrs. Fosudo was one of the very active members of the board. In the past, I worked with them for 1.5 years. During the last election, she was very active and very instrumental to the success of the last local government election. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Want to, since I heard you saying you are from Isha Ekiti, please, I would need Honorable Tokwenoge to tell us what you know about her from home. Just 1 minute, 2 minutes.
Yes, Right Honorable Speaker, fellow parliamentarians.
Well, the chairman is here now.
Okay, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Fellow parliamentarians, my name is Lunge Temitope Ademola, and I represent the good people of Oye Constituency 1, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, without wasting time, this woman standing before you, apart from the fact that she's my direct constituent, I want to say to you, Mr. Speaker, that I can attest to her integrity and strength of character. Let me say, Mr. Speaker, that this woman is a pride to womanhood, and in fact, I actually raise my shoulders high that I represent her. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I submit that this woman is one that we should promote even to go to higher positions, and I know that wherever she finds herself, she will always deliver. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Yes, dear colleagues, well, I don't think we need to waste our time. You have a question for her? Comments? That she's good, that she's beautiful, that she dressed well, that she has performed excellently well. So what else do you want to say? Okay, let me listen.
Thank you, Speaker. Of truth, we have had a testimonial from a member who is also the chairman of State SEC. But, Mr. Speaker, it's of great importance to reiterate and to highlight why, when you are appearing for the second time before this House, that the House allows you or allows your screening exercise to skate through expeditiously, is because we have not only that you have not been found wanting, having screened you previously, but because you have not been found to have disobeyed this hallowed chamber. And that is very important. And I want to urge you and every other person coming before this House to not only get screened and leave, but also think there will always be a second time, or even third in some cases. We have screened some people here, they bow respectfully and they leave. The second day you summon them to the House for simple issues, they will refuse to answer. So that is why I want to state clearly why the House is making your screening exercise seamless, having been screened previously. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you for your contribution. Mrs. Fosudo, well, this House has also found you to be fit and proper. Can you just take a bow and go? Thank you. If you're supposed to say hi, if you're against say nay, the highs have it. Meanwhile, Chairman's Committee on Media, check our platform. Thank you very much. Yes, I received a message from Mrs. Tolabo Omowumi Ajibade. She's unavoidably absent. She's not in town, and the message just came in yesterday. So we will reschedule our own screening exercise to another date. So let's call on Mr. Ibikun Babatunde, Chief Soji Olokotuye, sorry. Chief Soji Olokotuye. Yes, Leader of the House.
Right, Honorable Speaker, my dear colleagues, once again, I'm Honorable Tolulokwe Ige. I represent Ekiti Southwest Constituency 2. My dear colleagues, before us this afternoon is also Chief Soji Oloke Tuyi, who is a nominee member for the Ekiti State Independent Electoral Commission Board. That was, Mr. Chairman, I hand him over to you.
Yes, Chief Olokoji, can we meet you, sir? Can we meet you? Put the mic on for him. It's tall now. Thank you, sir.
The Right Honorable Speaker, sir, members of the House, I am Christopher Olusoji Oloketiyi. Oloketiyi is the surname. I'm from Igbemo Ekiti and from Ifedara LCDA, which is located in Igbemo. I was born 19th June 1952. I attended high school at Ado Ekiti for my West African School Certificate and HSC certificates respectively between 1967 and 1973. I'm a product of the University of Ibadan for my first degree in 1977, while I had my master's January 1983 from the then University of Ife. I had worked in several places. I started my working career at the Federal Government College, Langton, Plateau State, where I served as an NYC candidate in the then Plateau State. Later, I came down home. I started teaching at the CSC Grammar School, Akure, in 1978 to 1980. From there, I proceeded to the University of Ife for my master's in 1981. And by 1980...
Sir, Minority Leader, Majority Leader, please can you come? Let me see you.
Yes, sir. By 1981, and from there, I proceeded to the defunct Ondo State College of Arts and Science in Akoko, where I was a lecturer. I left the place for the College of Education because the place was to be closed down. I came to the College of Education there at Ikere, the then College of Education, as a lecturer, where I left in 1989. After that, there was a lull because I participated, I was the defunct organizing secretary for the then NRC in the then Ondo State. Thereafter, I went back to the Federal Polytechnic at Ado Ekiti, where I was the personal assistant to the rector, as well as the public relations officer for the Polytechnic for 9 years. And after that, I was appointed the school officer for the largest school, that is the School of Business Studies, where we had the largest population of students at the Federal Poly. I retired voluntarily from the Federal Polytechnic at Ado Ekiti, 19th of June, 2017. Prior to my retirement, during the period of my stay in the Polytechnic, I was appointed a full-time member of the Ekiti State Independent Electoral Commission between year 2004 to 2017. I later on served again as a part-time member in the same commission. I was appointed a full-time member of this State Independent Electoral Commission in year 2019 to 2024, this year, April. And here I am in your presence today again, that you have graciously invited me to come to this house and present myself. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and the honorable members of the House.
Yes, I heard you say you are from Igbema Ekiti.
I am from Igbema Ekiti, sir.
Right, Honorable Hakim Jami, can you just please tell us if the man here is fit for this, and please be objective.
Thank you, Chairman of the whole House. Yes, I'm Right Honorable Hakim Jami, I represent the Political Constituency 2. Well, the man standing before you here, I be as objective as possible, because if you even look at his list of referees, I'm number 1. And I want to tell you that, let me speak about his ability first, before I come to other things. This is about the 3rd time he'll be serving at SIEC, going by CV, or even the 4th time. The 4th that will be serving, if we farm him. And it means that for somebody to have been in an organization like that, and he kept on recurring, it means he's fit and proper. And there is nothing against him. Mr. Chairman, I want to tell you and the whole House that from the fact that he's from Igbema Ekiti, he is like a mentor at Oscars, career Koko, going by CV. He taught me in school, and he has never been found wanting since I've known him. So I want to urge you and the whole House, just let him take a bow. More so when he has been screened once or twice in this House. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Well, we allow that, but we need to also confirm from Committee on SEC, and this time the Vice Chair of that committee should speak, so that probably maybe the Chairman House Committee has been having, so let's hear from the Vice Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Right Honorable. Mr. Chairman, dear colleagues, I'm Honorable Babatunde Oke, representing Ikere Constituency 1. Mr. Chairman, I'm not going to deviate from the position being made known to this House by the Chairman with respect to the 2 nominees that we have screened earlier. The man before us was also part of that election that was adjudged free and fair. And going by the submission of Right Honorable Hakim Jamiu, I can say that the man is fit and proper for the job. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, dear colleagues, having listened to the 2 members, one representing the constituency, even direct community, and also the Vice Chairman of SIEC, on the person, character of the nominee standing before us, who has served in that capacity not once, but who has also been screened earlier before this House. And all what we have heard about him has been a good conduct, performance. I think we still need to keep him. So on that note, I will ask Chief Oloketoye Christopher to step forward, take a bow, and go. Thank you very much. Yes, Sergeant Adam, can you bring in Mr. Ibukun Babatunde Akilo? Yes, Leader of the House.
Right Honorables, Mr. Chairman,
And my dear colleagues,
I am Honorable Tolu Lokwege, representing the Southwest Constituency 2. My dear colleagues, we have before us this afternoon Mr. Akilo Ibukun Babatunde, who is a nominee member of the Ekiti State Independent Electoral Commission Board. With Mr. Speaker's direction, you may direct him to introduce himself to us.
Please, can you introduce yourself, sir, and let us know everything you think we should know about you.
Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished members of the House, my name is Babatunde Akilo. I was born on September 4, 1961 in Warri, Delta State. I had my primary education at CAC Teacher Training College Demonstration School, Efon, and my secondary education at Christ School, Ado Ekiti. I had my university education at University of Nigeria, Nsukka, where I studied English. I did my youth service in Sokoto State Polytechnic. After NYSC, I was employed as a teacher for about 4 years, after which I got a job as an administrative officer in the civil service of the then Ondo State. And I rose through the ranks as a civil servant, and I was appointed Executive Secretary, Civil Service Commission in November 2009. Thereafter, I was appointed Permanent Secretary in January 2011. I was Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Works, for about 4 years, and subsequently Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Commerce, and I retired in 2018 as Permanent Secretary, Local Government Service Commission. In June 2019, I was appointed a Commissioner, State Independent Electoral Commission, and the tenure ended in June 2024. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Very much. Leader of the House.
Mr. Chairman and my dear colleagues, I just want to submit that Mr. Akilo Ibukun Babatunde has served the state in several capacities as a public servant, retired meritoriously, and after retirement, still came back to serve the state from 2009 to 2024. He has done the state pretty proud, I'm sure, for him to be nominated one more time for this seat. I want to plead with my colleagues that This is so similar with all the members of this board. It shows that we have competent hands at the State Independent Electoral Commission Board. I'll seek the indulgence of my colleagues to allow our respected elder statesman take a bow and go.
Yeah, while I believe that no member will subscribe to that, but I still need Honorable Faweko to say something.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, distinguished colleagues. I am Babatunde Abiodun Faweko. I represent Idosi Constituency 1. The man standing before us is one of my constituents, my brother, the son of our foremost leader, our late leader, Prince Babafemi Akilo. He has served this state meritoriously for 35 years. He retired as a permanent secretary in 2018 and was appointed into SIEC in 2019. He is a community leader par excellence. He has been up and doing within the community and in the state in general. He has never been found wanting on any assignment given to him. He has paid attention even to details, and he is a man that I can vouch for. He will deliver on whatever is given to do. The only thing that I don't like is this position has made him not to join our party because he's a non-partisan person. I didn't mean you did not, the state did not appoint him into INEC. I know by now I would have wooed him back into APC. But because of the job, he has refused to join any party. So I recommend him highly for this position. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, thank you very much, dear colleagues. Mr. Babatunde Akilo, as we all know, I know him very well, very, very well, when he was in the service, and he has served the state meritoriously, no doubt. And I think at this junction, we should allow him to take a bow and go. Please, just take a bow and go. More so, he has been there, and this house has screened him. We have not found him wanting.
Next is the Fiscal Responsibility Commission. Mr. Alfred Oluwatuyi Ologuntoye. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, my dear colleagues. It's been a successful and productive day. My dear colleagues, we have before us the chairman nominee for Fiscal Responsibility Commission, and that's in the person of Mr. Alfred Oluwatuyi Ologuntoye. Right, Honorable Speaker, you may direct him to introduce himself to the House.
Right, Honorable Speaker.
Yes.
Distinguished members of the House of Assembly, 7th Assembly. My name is Alfred Oluwatuyi Ologuntoye from Iworoko Ekiti, born in the year 1961. Had my primary education from United Primary School, Oyekiti, between 1966 and 1971. I proceeded to Notre Dame College, Ushekiti, in 1972, where I had my classes 1 and 2, before proceeding to Christ School, where I completed both my secondary education and higher school certificate in 1980. Thereafter, I proceeded to University of Ibadan between the year 1981 and 1984 and graduated with BSc Sociology Honors. Thereafter, I did my youth corps at Ahmadu Bello University, where I served as graduate assistant. And after my NYC, I equally served at the then State College of Education briefly as a lecturer before I joined the prestigious administrative class of the then Ondo State Civil Service. I started my career there from Directorate of Food Roads and Infrastructure. Thereafter, I served in the then Ondo State House of Assembly as a clerk at table. I currently served in various departments like local government affairs, rural development, before the creation of Ekiti State in 1996. And my first duty in Ekiti State was to serve as the state liaison officer for Ondo and Ekiti Access Sharing Committee. Thereafter, I was posted to Political and Economic Department, and from where I moved to Ministry of Commerce as the Pioneer Director of Investment. I equally was posted back to P&E. I served also as Director of Budget in Ministry of Finance. I served as Director of Expenditure in the same ministry. I was also the PA admin to the then Deputy Governor during Governor Otumba Ni Adebayo's administration. And I was posted back to Ministry of Finance as well after then. And I was in Ministry of Finance as Director of Expenditure when I was appointed as Permanent Secretary. I served as Permanent Secretary in General Administration Department, Governor's Office, as well as Ministry of Education, where I retired voluntarily in 2019. Thereafter, I was appointed as Chairman, Fiscal Responsibility Commission in year 2020 until 2022, when the other boards and commissions that were not in the Constitution were dissolved. And that was the last appointment I had before now. Thank you, sir.
Yes, let me take a member of SEC, one of the members of SEC. Sorry. Park, PSC. Member of PSC? Anybody from PSC? Yes, Honorable Ademola Ojo.
Mr. Sharma, honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Ademola Martins Ojo, represent the good and bad people of Ijero constituency, the largest constituency. Mr. Chairman, sir, this man standing before us, Mr. Ologuntoye Alfred Oluwatuyi, I think by the tradition of this house, he has once screening here as a member of this, as a chairman of this committee. So without saying anything about him, he has been serving us and worked directly with our committee. So I will appeal to this house, just allow him to take a bow and go. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Right Honorable Hakim Jamil.
Right Honorable Akim Jami, I represent the good people of Report Federal Constituency 2. Like, I want to align with the last speaker. This man standing before you has served this state meritoriously as a retired PS, and even going through his CV, he was once a clerk at the table. So I think we should give him some privilege, like we are giving all clerks. And he has been screened once by this house for the same position in 2020. And I think on the basis of this, if he's been recommended again for the same position, it must have been seen to be fit and proper. On this note, I wish to implore the chairman and my colleagues to allow him to take a bow and go. Thank you.
Well.
The Right Honorable Speaker and distinguished members of this Honorable House, my name is Honorable Barrister Yabo Fakunle Okeme, and I rise this afternoon to speak on behalf of the nominee, chairman nominee for fiscal responsibility standing in front of us in this Honorable House. I just wish to add my voice to that of my distinguished colleagues that have spoken earlier as regarding his impeccable character, his forthrightness, and again, to also bring it to attention, as others have already done, that he has occupied this position before. He has been screened by this Honorable House. So on this note, I wish to plead with this Honorable House, with Right Honorable Speaker and distinguished members, that we allow this gentleman to take a bow and go before this Honorable House. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Mr. Loguto. Well, to say that this house does not know you, we know you quite well. You have appeared before us, and to some of us, we also know you as a careerist. And when you are there, I know that you served this state meritoriously, diligently, committed, loyal, faithful. And when you were appointed, you also brought your experience to bear. And you prove your mettle with dexterity. You perform excellently well. I believe that this house has no reason to deny you. So on that note, we will say, please go and take a bow and go. Unless you have just one comment to make. Yes.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the privilege. I think as a former staff of the House of Assembly, it would be a disservice to me if I don't make one or two comments about the performance of the 7th Assembly. I'm proud to be associated with you, and I want to congratulate and commend you the way you have been playing a very noble role in supporting Mr. Governor to achieve what he's achieving. There is a common language in the legislative palace in those days that when the House sneezes, the executive catches cold. But I thank God that this House is not sneezing. You are breathing, and you are breathing well. And I want to acknowledge the role you are playing in supporting Mr. Governor to keep Ekiti State on the path of irreversible growth. And to cap it all, the pace-setting assembly, that's how I would describe this 7th Assembly, as the most compliant, the most ICT compliant legislature in Nigeria. And yesterday, I was watching a clip on channels, and I saw how the speaker represented not only the conference of speakers or assembly members alone well, he equally represented Ekiti State well. In fact, I was proud when I was watching that one. All I have to say is keep it up. Thank you very much for this honor and privilege. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
you for your commendation. Thank you very much. And this house also promised Ekiti people to continue to do more for our dear state. We'll continue to make Ekiti people proud. We'll remain focused. We'll continue to sacrifice. We'll continue to do that. Maybe before I even call this next person in, it's equally important to announce that very soon, some members of this house, including myself, will be traveling outside the country. We are planning to visit Canada, and it is going to be self-sponsored by members that are traveling. No kobo of Ekiti money is there. It is self-sponsored. And I think I need to make that very clear. We are not also going on frivolous escapade. We are going there to further our legislative skills, to learn. And if, as a private individual, I could sponsor myself outside the country to learn, I wonder, as a public official, if I cannot sponsor myself. As a private individual, I've sponsored myself to Canada, to South Africa, and as a public servant, I've also sponsored myself to the United States of America. This time, I am sponsoring myself, just like every other members of this house who are going. Not all members are going. Some members are not willing now. And I'm encouraging all members of this house to, education is important, either in Nigeria or outside the shore of Nigeria. Ensure that you continue to have that education, because this is the only way we can continue to perform optimally on this job. So it is important for Ekiti people to know we are political exposed persons, and we have the mandate of the people, and we hold them that responsibility to know our movement at every point in time. So very soon, some of us will be traveling outside the country to further garner more skills, education, and to be well equipped for this legislative assignment. Everybody can see that what we are doing in the State House of Assembly has surpassed expectations. As the best House of Assembly in Nigeria on ICT integration, you can understand that it is not just an apple stance. It's what we prepare for. And we'll continue to get ourselves equipped and prepared. Thank you.
The next person is Chief Ayodele Bamidele Olatuyi. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My dear colleagues, we have before us this afternoon Chief Olatuyi Ayodele Bamidele. He is a nominee member of the Fiscal Responsibility Commission Board, seeking the screening and confirmation of this Honorable House. I present him now to Mr. Speaker.
Huh?
My name are Ayodele Bamidele Olatuyi. I was born in Ikole, but from Odoro, Ekiti. I was born in 1958. I started primary school in 1963 and finished in 1969. I went to St. Michael Catholic Modern School between 1970 and 71. I went to Igbeoba High School between 1972 and 76. I went to College of Education in Kerekiti between 81 and 84. I went to Ondo State University between 1997 and 2001. I went for mandatory 1-year service in the old Bendel State in 1985. I worked as a teacher in then old Ondo State between 1985 and 1996. I worked for 11 years as a teacher. I retired as a teacher and went into private business and into politics. When I joined politics, I was running my private business on my own, but in year 2010, I was appointed caretaker secretary of Ikole local government between 2010 and 2012. In 2012 to 2014, I was appointed the caretaker chairman of Ikole local government. That is my experience politically and in civil service job.
Yes, even though the man standing before us has never appeared before this house, but I can tell you that he has served this state in different capacity. And the man standing before you is one of my constituents. I am representing him. But I will not speak as the one presiding. I will allow my colleague from the other constituency to say something about him. Thank you.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Distinguished colleagues, my name is Femi Fatula. I represent the good people of the colleague Consensus 1. Mr. Chairman, dear colleagues, the man standing before you this afternoon is an high chief from Odoro Ekiti, a progressive par excellence.
Honorable,
this man standing before you has served our party in various capacities. When it comes to election period, we used to call him Fodiomania. Because when it is election, he will never derail from whatever you ask him to do. He's a loyal party man. And he has served this party in various capacities. Dear colleagues, I just want to plead that we should allow this nominee to bow and go. Please, thank you.
The chairman of committee on public account committee, Latif Akale, yes. Thank you.
My name is Honorable Latif Oluwala Akale, representing Ekiti East 2, your neighboring local government. Having listened to your credential and how well my colleague from Ikole has spoken about you, I want to plead to my other colleagues that they should please allow this credible, brilliant gentleman to take a bow and go. Thank you very much.
Kim Jamil.
I'm Right Honorable Akim Jamil. I represent the Republic of the Constituency 2. The man standing before you is somebody well known to me. And I won't even say he served our party because there is no party in the House of Assembly. He has served the government very well. He was the best performing secretary in 2011 throughout Nigeria, local government secretary. And I think that qualifies him. Yes, and he was, as chairman of Ikole local government, he served the government and the people of Ekiti State very well and I know him to be very responsible and a first-class chief. So I don't have any reason to doubt him. So I want to play with the chairman and my colleagues to please allow him to take a bow and go. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm sorry, sir. Before you take a bow and go, I will allow you to take a bow and go, because I know you to be a very responsible high chief and a well-committed person and highly progressive. But, sir, what will be one thing that, as a member of fiscal responsibility, we would like to achieve as a member of that commission? Just anything, one thing.
The role of fiscal responsibility, like it is being referred to, physical sustainability, is like making sure that rules are obeyed, and I will work towards making sure that all rules and order are obeyed.
So you allow fiscal probity, fiscal responsibility, ensure that things are done the way it should be done, and that just everything is done well, properly.
Yes.
Yes. Dear colleague, you have listened to him, and he's a man that understands the job and that is cut out to do. And I think at this junction, do we allow him to take a bow and go? If you are in support, say aye. If you against, say nay. The ayes have it. Please step forward, take a bow and go. Thank you very much. Yes, let's invite Mrs. Bolanle Beatrice Omotosho. Thank you very much. Yes.
Mr. Honorable Speaker, my dear colleagues, we have before us this afternoon Mrs. Omotosho Bolanle Beatrice. She's a nominee member for the Board of Fiscal Responsibility Commission. And for your thumbs up, she's also the wife of our late party chairman, Barrister Paul.
That's her name. Her identity is okay, don't worry. Thank you. Yes. Please, ma'am. Can you just tell us your name, ma'am?
My name is Bolanle Omotosho.
Somebody said you were once a nurse.
Yes, sir.
And you serve in Ekiti State.
Yes, sir.
And retired.
Yes, sir.
And you have served this state meritoriously.
Yes, sir.
You yourself know you have served meritoriously.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dear colleagues, have you listened to her? She served Ekiti State meritoriously. She is even a woman among them. I think she should go and take a bow and go. The last but not the least, no, okay. We still have Chief Benga Agbono. Chief Benga Agbono to come in.
Chairman
my dear colleagues, we have before us this afternoon Chief Inga Agbono, who is also a nominee member for the Fiscal Responsibility Commission Board. Mr. Chairman, you may allow him to introduce himself to us.
Sir? Your mic.
Good afternoon, the Right Honorable Speaker. Afternoon, the honorary members of the House. I am High Chief Benga Agbono, born about 63 years ago in Ilawe, Ekiti Southwest Local Government. I attended Corpus Christi Secondary School for my WASC. I went to Ondo State College of Arts and Science for my A-levels. From there, I proceeded to the University of Lagos for my first degree in mass communication. In the same school, I had my second degree in mass communication. Later, I went for a third degree, MBA in LASU. I've worked severally in media houses around the country, notably Comet, Business Times, and others. I work in advertising agency. Briefly, in 2011, I was in this hallowed chamber, the 5th Assembly. I was sworn as a member of the State's Independent Electoral Commission. I was there from 2011 to 2014. Later, I went back, I was associate lecturer.
That was 4th Assembly.
4th Assembly, yeah.
Yes.
4th Assembly, 2011 to 2014. Then in 2020, I was appointed as a senior special assistant to Mr. Governor then, in charge of traditional chieftaincy matters in Ekiti State. I'm a community leader in Ilawe and a committed husband. Thank you, sir.
Well, we have heard that, sir, but I was told also that it is your wife that can tell you you are a committed husband. So, but I know you very well. I will allow Honorable Ilawe to...
Mr. Chairman, dear colleagues, my name is Honorable Tony Kende Adaramodu, representing the good people of Ekiti Southwest Constituency 1. Truly, my high chief is a good father.
Committed husband.
Committed husband. He's a man of high integrity. Honestly, he's a man of high integrity. A man of impeccable character. Highly disciplined man. A man worthy of emulation. He's a high chief for that matter. To become a chief in my town, you have to be a serious-minded person. It's a staunch supporter.
Where is your town?
Ilawe, Ekiti.
When you say my town.
The third largest in Ekiti State.
The third what?
The third largest in Ekiti State.
By which statistics? How empirical is your statistics?
Mr. Chairman, according to 1963 population census.
1963?
Which we are still using now. No, there is no other population. No, it has. Okay.
Hold on, please. Sir, are you aware of 2006 census? Don't let us go into the detail.
However, highly disciplined man and a staunch member of this our great party. He's a supporter of this government. I just wish we just allow him to take a bow and go. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, thank you very much. Well, you are from Southwest too. Let me allow you.
Honorable Speaker, and my dear colleagues, well, I want to join my brother from Ekiti Southwest to let the House know how much we appreciate our High Chief. He is a leader like Honorable Adamudo has earlier reiterated. And going through his CV, you'll see that he's bringing a lot of media experience from the private world into our governance sphere in Ekiti State. I'm sure that we are going to benefit immensely because one of the major caps of development is the ability to showcase what you are doing to the people. And I'm sure that with the inclusion of our very high and respectable chief in the administration of the Fiscal Responsibility Commission, we are going to see a lot of significant difference in that board. I join my brother and plead that this House allow Chief Benga Abono to take a bow and go to continue to do the best he has been doing as recorded. Thank you.
Chief Agbono, sir, I know a lot of people have spoken glowingly of you, and I know you. I have known you now for quite an age. And since I know you to be a very responsible husband, committed husband, amiable, affable. And one thing I know about you is this your contagious happiness. Always smiling, happy, and you love to encourage people around you. I will only ask you, sir, how will you bring that to bear on this assignment that you are about to undertake in case this House found you worthy?
Yeah, if I'm found worthy to be confirmed as a member of the Fiscal Responsibility Commission, the Fiscal Responsibility Commission is a commission that is very, very that one cannot over-exaggerate their importance in the state because they have to deal with income and expenditure of the state, the public income and expenditure of public institutions of the state. And to do this, we know corruption is endemic in the society. And this is one area that our commission can come in so that what you approved in the House as expenditure will be judiciously spent for the benefits of the people of Ekiti. So if I'm confirmed, I will make sure that the people know what the government is doing, what the House has approved as budget, and what they are spending, how they are spending it. We will ensure that they spend the money judiciously.
Dear colleagues, you have listened to him. Now you can confirm that everything they have said about him is actually correct. Not just that alone, he understands this job. I think which is most important. It's not one of them that will come here and say, when you ask him, what is your role? And you will look at Honorable Okere, your role is my role. You know I love you, you love me. But he's telling us that this job, I understand perfectly. I know my onions. I think this man is fit. Do we still need to keep him? Then if you agree that you should just take a bow and go say hi. If you're against saying it, the high service, please take a bow and go. Thank you very much.
Mr. Oyedeji Emmanuel Mayowa.
Chairman, my dear colleagues, we have the final nominee before us, and is a member nominated for the Fiscal Responsibility Commission Board, and is in the person of Mr. Oyedeji Emmanuel Mayowa. My dear colleagues, I hand him over to Mr. Speaker.
Sir, can we meet you, sir?
Right, Honorable Speaker, Ekiti State House of Assembly, who sits today as the chairman of the Committee of the Whole House, distinguished member of Ekiti State House of Assembly, I am Oyedeji Emmanuel Mayowa. I was born about 64 years ago in Erijina. I attended early Anglican Primary School, Erijina Ekiti, between 1967 to 1971. I left and concluded my primary school education at Fidelity Grammar School in Oyo State. I came back to Erijina to do my secondary modern school between 1974 to 76. I was at Babatokwe Memorial High School, Ikoro Ekiti, for my school certificate. I left Babatokwe in year 1980. I attended Ondo State Polytechnic, Owo, between 1981 and 1986. I did my OND and HND in accountancy. I joined the public service in 1989 as an accountant. I rose through the rank, became a director. I served as director of finance in a number of local governments, including Irele, Idare, Akoko South, Ado Ekiti, Ikole, Oye, and the rest. By the grace of God and the benevolence of your government, I was appointed Executive Secretary in 2011 and Permanent Secretary in the year 2019. I bowed out of the service effectively on the 31st of January 2020. And I've been a member of APC, contributing my little way to the success of the party. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. And dear colleagues who have listened to Mr. Oyedeji, yes, the man representing the Southwest 1, Honorable Karim Agumiade, Southwest, Ekiti West 1, sorry. I don't know why I'm coming from Southwest today. Is it because the man said they are the third largest city? Yes, and I need to also bring the Chairman's Committee on Local Government later, because when in the CV he said he was a former PS, and I know that the Chairman's Committee on Local Government was once a staff and also a commissioner, and now the Chairman's Committee on Local Government. So she must have known much about him. Yes, Honorable.
Right, Honorable Speaker.
God, it's always good to dig deep into the people we are dealing with. We need to know them. Yes.
Mr. Chairman, my name is Honorable Karim Agumbiade, member representing the Ekiti West Constituency 1. And through the CV of Mr. Oyedeji, it shows that he's from my constituency, Virginia precisely. And he's a father. He's somebody that I know very well. I know him I don't know him as a politician, but I know him as a progressive-minded person. And you can see that he's a careerist who has served this state meritoriously, diligently, in so many capacities. I know that Mr. Oyedeji can never compromise of any assignment given to him. And I know that it is a plus for Ekiti State, and I believe that he will deliver when he was appointed. I mean, he's going to be appointed. And I trust him. I can tell, I can speak to his character. He's a very nice person, and I know that he will never disappoint Ekiti State. The chairman, what I'm praying for is for him to have his bow and go. Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you very much. Alaja Miriam Ogunlade.
Thank you, the chairman, distinguished colleagues. My name is Honorable Alaja Miriam Bimbola Ogunlade, representing the good people of Emure constituency. Mr. Chairman, sir, the man standing before you, Mr. Oyedeji Emmanuel Mayowa, this afternoon is a progressive person and an accountant of repute, whom I worked with when I was in the service of the local government service in those days. And he was a permanent secretary when I served in the Local Government Service Commission as a member of the Local Government Service Commission, a commissioner there. He was our permanent secretary. Mr. Chairman, sir, this man is a brilliant person in the service. He knew what he was doing then. I don't know now that he has retired though, but that time, he was so brilliant that just ask him anything. Without opening any regulation, he will quote the relevant section that addresses your issue. So, on the basis of that, I know that he will perform very well if given the opportunity and if you kindly confirm his appointment. So I want to enjoin you, sir, and my distinguished colleagues to allow him to take a bow and go. Thank you, sir, because I'm sure he will perform.
Joba, just so you call up what they are doing.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. And the chairman of the committee of the whole house. Distinguished colleagues, it is my pleasure to write and speak to the character and the quality of person standing before this hollow chamber for this screening exercise. Mr. Speaker, apart from being a distinguished civil servant in Ekiti State, he has been opportune to serve in the position of Executive Secretary in the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development for good straight 9 years. And that, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, corroborates the submissions of Honorable Karim Agumbiade and Honorable Alaja Miriam Ogunlade. Mr. Speaker, I can speak to the peaceful character of Mr. Oyedeji as retired permanent secretary. He's a very brilliant and thorough person, and is equally a very simple gentleman. I can assure you that he's going to be a very great asset to Ekiti State in this new role that he has been considered for. And I want to enjoy my distinguished honorable members to please allow him to take a bow and go, and consequently confirm his appointment. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, dear colleagues. I think at this junction we have to draw the curtain. We have listened to you, sir. We'll get back to you. And people have spoken glowingly, and members will form their opinion about your suitability for the position. So on that note, please kindly take a bow and thank you very much.
Information.
Yes, your information.
Right, Honorable Speaker, my dear colleagues, I'm Honorable Tolilo Kwege. I represent the Southwest Constituency 2. Right, Honorable Speaker, I want to bring to the notice of the House that the next item is also a debate for the Committee of the Whole House. I'm proposing that the discussion on the report of the Committee on Public Petitions be taken by the Committee of the Whole House, so as all these activities will be reported back at the resumption of plenary.
Yes, since let's just take the next item at the Committee of the Whole House now, then we can now go and report to the, report at the end of the day. So, and that is taking, and I must say again that the confirmation of the nominees will be deferred till next legislative day, so as to, if possible, accommodate the last person and do the confirmation together. So the confirmation is hereby adjourned to the next allotted day. Thank you very much. Yes, Leader of the House, can we have the next item?
Yeah, thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My dear colleagues, the report by the Committee on Public Petition addresses a grievance raised by teachers who graduated from Ekiti State University between 2000 and 2006. These teachers, now employed by the State Teaching Service Commission, TESCOM, discovered that their degree certificates were issued with incorrect graduation dates.
Sorry, Minority Leader.
These teachers discovered that their degree certificates were issued with incorrect graduation dates years after their actual graduation. This discrepancy affects their career progression, since TESCOM recently reverted to using certificate dates for promotions rather than the actual graduation days confirmed through a previously issued validation letter.
The key points of this report: 1, the background. Graduates from EXU's sandwich program who completed their degree from 2000 to 2006 received certificates with post-dated years of graduation. Initially, TESCOM addressed the EU with validation letters that recognized actual graduation years to support career progression. 2, the petitioners claim. The petitioners seek rectification of their certificates by EXU and restatement of the validation letter policy within TESCOM to ensure fair career advancement. 3, TESCOM's policy shift. Under new management, TESCOM ceased using the validation letters in 2002, instead relying on the dates on the certificates provided these people earlier. This decision has demoralized the affected teachers, potentially lowering productivity and leading to seniority issues. 4, the university's response. EXU explained that the Senate approved the results late, leading to the delayed date on certificates. But it has agreed to verify and potentially correct these documents. The committee found that EXU erred in issuing post-dated certificates, and TESCOM's policy shift lacks substantial justification, affecting morale and productivity among the teachers. The second finding is that the decision contradicts this current administration's pro-worker stance. The recommendation of the committee. The committee is recommending that to reinstate validation letters, TESCOM should resume using validation letters to recognize the petitioner's actual graduation date, maintaining their rightful career progression. 2, the university, EXU, should expedite the verification and rectification of certificates. The committee expressed gratitude for the opportunity to address this issue, and their members are Honorable Ayodeji Adegbite, Alhaja Miriam Ogunlade, Honorable Adeyemi Awoniyi, Honorable Babatunde Oke, Honorable Iyabo Fakunle Okeme, and the clerk is Adewale O. Adeleye.
Thank you very much, dear colleagues. You have, all of us have read the petition, and we have the petition, we have the facts in issue, we have the findings of the committee, and the committee has also recommended. So, and from the findings of the committee is that 1, there are errors in the certificate issued to the petitioners by the university authority as alleged. And we are all aware that even in law, you won't also allow a person to have a double jeopardy. And more so that the error is from the school, and now to bear the brunt of the error committed by an authority. I think we have to look into that. And they also said that the certificates were post-dated as against the year recorded for them on the graduation list, especially during the period under consideration. So, just like that, the committee therefore recommended, after the having done the, what's it called, the fact-finding. So it was a view of the committee that the document presented an oral submission made by the petitioner and 2 respondents. The committee wishes to recommend as follows, and I think we should follow it, that the Teaching Service Commission should resort to the use of validation letter for the petitioners in order not for them to lose their seniority to the subordinates on the job. Since there are precedents, the present crop of affected teachers should also benefit, as what is good for the goose is also good for the gander. Also, the management of Ekiti State University should expedite action on the verification of documents submitted by the petitioner with a view of rectifying the wrong date contained on their certificate. The university should take responsibility for its action committed in error. So these are the issues, and I will allow comments before we adopt the resolutions. Yes, Honorable Fawekun.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Mr. Chairman, members of the Committee of the Whole House, I am Babatunde Abiodun Fawekun. I represent Idosi Constituency 1. I would like to speak on the aspect of recommendation of this committee. That is recommendation 2. That states that the management of Ekiti State University should expedite action on the verification of documents submitted by the petitioner with a view of rectifying the wrong date contained in the certificates. The university should take responsibility for its action committed in error. I feel when we say expedite action, we know in our language, in Nigerian language, that can take a year, it can take 2 years, because there's no timeline. I think this house should put timeline on when the university should do the needful.
Yeah, why I'm agreeing with you on that, but I think let's speak to the issues, then to the recommendation. Or do we just adopt?
Yes, because
all right.
The committee has worked on behalf of the house.
Okay.
We trust their judgment.
So what I'm expecting to say is that the committee has done.
They have done their work.
Yes, and well, not just done their work.
Very well. Because they have always done very well. So we won't doubt this, because we know they have acted and they have done very well.
Okay.
So now, I would like the modification to that recommendation should be like that the school management should, within 10 working days, either verify or disclaim the claim of the petitioner and do the needful by correcting the error.
What's the needful? Because we have to be very
by correcting the errors of the, but it should be within 10 working days. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
All right. Yes, another comment? Yes, Honorable Awoniyi. You have served the state for 35 meritorious years. You even deserve a day.
The Right Honorable Speaker, sir, distinguished honorable members of the House. I am Honorable Jacob Adeyemi Awoniyi, representing Member Constituency 2. The petition brought before us, Mr. Speaker, is a petition prepared by those that felt aggrieved because of what they are made to suffer, unnecessary retardation and deceleration of their career progression. Mr. Speaker, the problem we actually had with these people is that the certificate issued, some of them graduated in 2000, while some graduated in 2001. And they were actually graduated, decorated, and celebrated. They even received the golden handshake of those people in authority there. And by the time their certificates were issued, they discovered that those that graduated in 2000 were given 2005. Those that graduated in 2001 were given 2005. And because of this, they cried out. They cried out, and by the time they did this, the Teaching Service Commission, in their wisdom, headed by the then chairman of the committee, now listened to them, and they contacted the university authority. After contacting the university authority, they were compelled to come out with a validation list. It was that validation, it was that committee, as a result of that, some of them now benefited from that validation list. They were promoted, they were given appointments based on the validation list. But all of a sudden, another government came into power in that particular Teaching Service Commission and said they could no longer continue with the validation list. And this set of people that wrote the petition, sir, Mr. Speaker, they are now serving under their juniors. They are now, I am telling you and I'm saying what is actually happening now. They are now serving under their juniors. Those that graduated in 2002, 2003, they have been given promotion. I mean, they have been given appointment letter as either VP or whatever. And so this resulted to another, do I call it another uprising among those people? And they confronted the House. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, the problem now is, apart from the fact that the University Authority will be compelled to rewrite the certificate, which may not be able to materialize within 10 days, because the Senate will have to sit. The Senate of that university will have to sit again. So, apart from that, sir, those people, the validation list that has been used for some people to benefit should also be used for these people because they are now serving under their junior. And I must confess to you, Mr. Speaker, no officer in the civil service of Ekiti State will feel highly comfortable when you are serving under your junior. So we wouldn't want a situation whereby teachers will be boxing themselves in secondary schools. So it is very important for us to mandate the Teaching Service Commission to use that validation list that body has been using for some people that have benefited from it, so that there will be no vacuum, and these people will not feel cheated, and I must confess to you, sir, there is no way they will perform ultimately without being placed appropriately. So, Mr. Speaker, that is my submission, sir.
All right, thank you very much. Thank God I've called you. Yes, Honorable Yomi, Oluwayomi Ayonide.
The chairman, my esteemed colleagues, the situation of these petitioners seem very pathetic. They are being made to pay for negligence of an institution that should have protected them. I want to thank all members of the committee for a job well done, and I also want to adopt what has been said by previous speakers, particularly the light that Honorable Awoni has thrown into this matter. As a House of Justice, I will want to align completely as a member of this House with the recommendation of this committee. I believe strongly that graduation list is a more valid document than a certificate issued. If truly they graduated in year 2000 and some of them have benefited from these results, I will want to plead that we compel the local government, the Teaching Service Commission, to allow others benefit from these results, even while we await the university to do the needful. I thank you for your attention.
Honorable Lateef Oluwole Akanle.
My name is Honorable Lateef Oluwole Akanle, representing Ekiti East 2. Dear colleagues, Mr. Chairman, the only area I want to lay more emphasis is the observation of Honorable Awoni when he said that the Senate need to sit on the recommendation of whatever we are recommending, or whatever the committee has recommended, and the suggestion of Honorable Farekun, which is a 10 days grace of acting on the recommendation of the committee. We have to consider the emphasis of Honorable Awoni that we should allow the Senate to sit on it before the final decision can be made. So 10 days will not be enough for us to, for them to be able to do justice. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And Right Honorable Kim Jamil.
I'm Right Honorable Akim Jamil. What I just need to add is that after adopting the position of the previous speakers, I wish to urge this House to please plead or urge whatever we can do.
No, we are directing.
We are all direct the university to avoid this kind of error. This is about life. Somebody will make a mistake and you just allow the people to suffer unnecessarily. Like Honorable
Solanke, what is going on there?
Like, can I go ahead?
Yes, please.
Like Honorable Ayoride said, this is a temple of justice, and we must dispense justice fairly. And the affected people must get justice both from the university and from the civil service. So please, let this House direct as appropriate. We must direct both the civil service and direct also the university to do the needful and avoid this kind of costly mistakes in case of division. Look at what they are suffering now. They are made to serve under their juniors for no fault of theirs. It's wrong. It's wrong and it's demoralizing. Thank you.
The first paragraph, the first resolution, so that we couch it. Okay, anything different from what they have said? All right.
The capacity speaker happens to be the chairman of the committee of the whole House, distinguished honorable colleagues. To my best of knowledge, my name is Honorable Comrade Idowu Odebumi, representing the good people of Oye Constituency 2. To my best of knowledge, this issue is not only limited to the one we are discussing here. I think the issue has to deal with the problem the most graduates of EXU are facing. When you look at the Senate Council of EXU, they only sit sometimes twice in a year, sometimes once in a year. So sometimes they have it delayed in many things. Some people that have graduated for long, or sometimes compile of graduates before they will now approve the results, and they will be claiming that is when the Senate ratify the results. So it's also bordered on the Ekiti State University. Thank you very much.
Which one is terrestrial observation? Which one is terrestrial observation? You said both is celestial observation. All right. Since both are this hand comes down, then please this one standing. I take the one standing.
Right Honorable Speaker, dear colleagues, the issue before us, thank God you are a lawyer of many years standing. My name is Honorable Femi Olaniwaju Akindele. I represent the entire celestial and terrestrial bodies of Rep. One Constituency 1. Right Honorable Speaker, the issue before us, like I said earlier, thank God you are a lawyer. The court will not give what you have not brought before the court. The issue before us is the issue that has been reported and has been properly taken care of by the Committee on Petition. The issue that the earlier speaker delved into is not before us. It is the issue that's the usual practice of the university. We should not use one brush to paint the entire university. The system then in 2001 is not the same system running now. That's what I just want to clarify. We can't use one brush to paint the entire university. We should at least restrict ourselves to the issue brought before us because we are not Father Christmas.
All right, observation taken. Honorable Faweku, your observation. Observation, no new issue introduced.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, fellow colleagues, I am Babatunde Abiodun Faweku. I represent Idosi Constituency 1. I want to observe what Honorable Awoni said during his comments. that there will be need for the Senate of the university to sit before they can ratify. I believe this house can cause the Senate of the University of Ekiti State to sit.
Honorable Fayokun, we will look into that.
So
We'll
our
look into that.
recommendation should go as we have said. It's now left for the Senate to call to sit and confirm whatever we have said.
We will look into
Thank
that.
you.
Yes. Right Honorable Akim Jami. I thought you raised your hand. Okay, Honorable Sholanke.
Distinguished colleagues, my name is Honorable Abimbola Sholanke, member representing Momba Constituency 1. I rise to join my voice with my colleagues regarding the unwarranted punishments, given to these teachers. I actually feel for them, and I think the university should tender a non-reserved apology, and a public one for that matter, to apologize for this matter, because I know what this will have
Honorable
caused.
Sholanke, has the university admitted that it was an error?
I think they did that in the report.
All right.
Yes, I think they should apologize publicly, sir.
Thank you.
That's my...
All right. Yes. Now, let's look at the recommendations so that we can come up with a resolution for the House to decide on. Now, I take number 1, where they said the teaching recommended and solo that the Teaching Service Commission should resort to the use of validation letter for the petitioners in order not. I want us to take it is to avoid, it is hereby resolved that to avoid double jeopardy and also double standard, because it's to avoid double jeopardy and double standard. The teaching service is hereby directed to resort to the use of validation letter as earlier used for others in this similar situation. How do we see that? All right. So we will take it again. In order to avoid double jeopardy and double standard, the teaching service is hereby directed to resort to the use of validation letter for the petitioners. Let's name them, all the petitioners, or as contained, but let their name reflect so that nobody will also say the petitioners, people can circumvent anything. So, but it's better to err on the side of supplementation. We can list their names. As earlier used for others in this similar situation. I think that's okay. Secondly, the teaching service should also regularize their, what's it called? There should be something that they should be properly placed. I want us to be very clear about their placement, particularly their promotion. Honorable Awoniyoya, give us the right proper way to handle that one. That's a rider to the first one.
Sir.
I say a rider
Yes.
to the earlier statement.
I think what we can put down there is that the management of Ekiti State University.
No, I'm not talking about university. The teaching service now, the petitioners should be placed.
The Teaching Service Commission should place the affected teacher appropriately so that they will not be unduly punished for the offense not committed.
Okay. Dear colleagues, how do you see that?
I think
Okay, I'm proposing the Teaching Service Commission should ensure the
Proper placement
of
the petitioners.
Of the petitioners.
Okay, let's do it this way again. In order to avoid a double jeopardy and double standard, the Teaching Service Commission is hereby directed to resort to the use of validation letter for the petitioner as earlier used for people in similar situation. 2, that the Teaching Service Commission is also directed to place the petitioner in their what? To place the petitioner at appropriate level. That's what I'm looking for. Thank you. To place the petitioner at the appropriate level. Yes. Honorable Adegbite. Keda. No, their Keda is level now. They are in their Keda, but the level, grade level. Yes.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My distinguished colleagues. My name is Ayode Jadek, which represents Ado Constituency 1. I would suggest that we don't restrict it to the petitioners alone, just in case people are in that same situation and they are not part of the petitioners. So anybody that has a similar issue should be able to benefit from this. Thank you.
Okay. The petitioner and those in similar situation should be properly placed. Thank you. Then 3 now, which is the Ekiti State Management of Ekiti State University. And they are, in their own case, this house frown. We have to frown at it. The house frown. I'm coming now. The house frown at the shoddy and shabby attitude of, I didn't really want to go into. Let's also be. Yes, Honorable.
The process.
Takwelonge, your view before we draft the final.
I would suggest we allow the committee to really go and fine-tune this and come back to us.
We are today. We are deciding on this today. We are deciding on this today.
Yeah.
If it will take us till 12 midnight, we will not leave. Committee of the whole house is here already.
Okay,
the matter has gone to the committee. We are resolving to committee of the house to now finalize it.
Okay, Mr. President. Thank you, sir.
Is that your submission? That cannot be your submission. Stand up and give us your view. I need a comment on the attitude of the management and staff of the Ekiti State University.
My name is Longet Ademola. Well, in my own view, I think since it is negligent on their part, and these guys, the petitioners have been unduly punished, I think the university there should be a sort of apology from the university to them.
Okay, I can understand. Okay, let's leave the word frown. I can get it. Let's just go straight that this house hereby directs the management of the Ekiti State University to expedite action within 1 month of the receipt of this letter. Of this resolution. Within 1 month. I believe Senate sees every month. Yeah, within 1 month of the receipt of this letter to rectify the wrong date contained in the certificate of the petitioner. And the university should take responsibility for its action committed in error. We can leave the rest. I think that's okay? All right. If you're in support that all these form part of the resolution, say aye. If you're against, say nay. The ayes have it. Thank you very much. And this is the end of the meeting. We'll resolve to the Committee of the Whole House. Thank you for reports. Leader of the House, you will do the reports, not me. Thank you. This House has resolved back to the committee, to plenary session. So I call on the leader of the House to quickly give us the report of our meetings at the Committee of the Whole House. One, the screening, and secondly, the consideration of the reports of the committee. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you, my dear colleagues. Dear colleagues, at the Committee of the Whole House, the House admitted the nominees for the State Independent Electoral Commission, (EXIEC), and the Fiscal Responsibility Commission nominees, and one of them was absent. That's in the person of Mrs. Chokumbo, Mrs. Ajibade Tolabo. And in view of her absence, the House resolves to postpone the confirmation of the members until the next plenary sitting. And equally, at the Committee of the Whole House, the House also debated the report of the Committee on Public Petitions. And our resolutions from the debates, one was to avoid double jeopardy and double standard. The Teaching Service Commission is hereby directed to resume the issuance of validation letter for the petitioners.
To use the validation letter, to resort to the use of the validation.
Is directed to resort to the use of validation letter for the petitioners and any other similar
yes. So the second one.
Then the second, the TESCOM is directed to place the petitioners at the appropriate grade level, and those also in similar situations should be similarly addressed. The third is that the House directs the management of the State University to expedite action within 1 month of receipt of this resolution by rectifying the error committed on the certificate, and the university should admit its error. This forms our resolutions from the Committee of the Whole House.
Yes, Honorable Yabo Fakule may confirm whether that is correct.
The Right Honorable Speaker and distinguished members of this Honorable House, my name is Honorable Barrister Iyabo Fakunle Okeme, and I rise this afternoon to confirm that the resolution as read.
The report.
The report as read by the majority leader of this Honorable House is what the House has resolved about, and that's our stand.
I therefore put the question that in support that the report as read out by the leader of the House, Honorable Tolu Lokwege, and also confirmed by Honorable Iyabo Fakule Okeme, actually represent the true, reflect what Committee of the Whole House. Say aye. If you're against, say nay. The ayes have it. Please, Madam Clerk, ensure that the resolutions as contained in this report are also communicated to the appropriate authorities in the state. So all the concerns should be well and duly communicated. It's also important to state that the screening exercise already done, we'll do the confirmation just like the report has clearly stated. And next week again, don't forget that we will also be awaiting the report of the Committee of Finance and Appropriation. It is expected that all subcommittees must have submitted their reports to Finance and Appropriation latest by Wednesday, the 6th day of November 2024. And on the 7th day of November, the House will consider the report of the Committee of Finance and Appropriation. We should also not forget that this House has equally resolved that we are going to take the second reading of the Appropriation Bill 2025 on Thursday, the 7th day of October 2024. Before let me quickly announce to us that I received a letter from Mr. Governor why this sitting was going on. And the letter is dated 29th day of October 2024 with reference number EK-5/141 and directed to the Right Honorable Speaker, Ekiti State House of Assembly, State Secretarial Complex, Ado-Ekiti. Right Honorable Speaker, Ekiti State Quality Care Bill 2024. I hereby forward the above mentioned bill for legislative consideration of the distinguished members of Ekiti State House of Assembly. Kindly accept the assurances of my best regards. Biodun Abayomi Oyebanji, signed. And this also received bill from a member of this House, it's better to step forward. Your bill is missing. Okay. Ekiti State Statistic First Amendment Bill 2024. The sponsor, Honorable Adebute Ayodeji. So these are the bills that we'll have, and I will ask a committee on rules and business to slate this for the next allotted dates. Dear colleagues, do we still have anything on the leader of the House?
Speaker, the last item on the order of the day is adjournment.
All right. Motion.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My dear colleagues, having exhausted all the items for today's order, I want to move a motion that this House adjourns until 7th day of November 2024 to continue the business of this hallowed house. I so move.
Honorable Bosede Olowokere, second the motion.
Thank you, the Right Honorable Speaker. I'm Honorable Bose Olowokere. I represent the special republic that is existing within the nation, Efon Republic. I rise this afternoon
I hear.
To second the motion moved by the majority leader of this House that after exhausting all what we have in order for the day, that this Honorable House should adjourn till Monday, till Thursday.
No, Tuesday.
Sorry.
Tuesday.
That we should adjourn till Thursday.
Oh, hold on. Let's clarify this. Leader of the House. Thursday 7th.
Yes.
All right. It's okay.
Thursday 7th of November 2024. I so second.
All right. Before I put on that motion for adjournment, let me announce to us that tomorrow, the wife of the Vice President will be visiting Ekiti State. Our members are enjoying to also be part of the meeting. She's here to have a conversation with us. Let's be part of it at 10 a.m., the Digibo Hall. Let me also announce, maybe for the opt-in time, and it's important for the opt-in time, that some members of this house, by the special grace of God, will be embarking on a journey to Canada in November, from second week of November, for a self-sponsored capacity training, which is very important. And it is also equally important to state that I am going to be part of that trip. I believe that capacity building is required and very, very important for optimal performance. But it should be noted that this journey is a self-sponsored journey by members. Each member are self-financing the visit. I want to encourage my other colleagues who are not going now to also seek for opportunity to build capacity. It's good to build capacity, so look for opportunity to go out there, and it's very, very important. Thank you very much. On that note, I therefore put the question that if you're in support, that this outdo adjourn to the 7th day of November, that is Thursday, 7th October 2024, press yes. If you're against, press nay. Thank you very much. All right, thank you very much. At the end of the poll, 60 people voted yes, 4 said no. Thank you for saying no, but the yes have it. While majority will have their way, minority can also have their say. Thank you very much. They are in the spring. Martin Sojo, Femi Olariwaju Akindele, Latif Oluwole Akande, Kali Imabide.